Hey everyone, welcome. I'm so glad that you're here. My name is Sarah Kessler, and I started using essential oils about 11 years ago. And when I started using oils, thankfully for me, in my opinion, I started with Young Living, but I didn't really know anything about oils. I didn't understand what's the difference between an essential oil and a fatty oil. I didn't really know what I was going to be using them for. So I grabbed a reference book right away, which I would encourage you to do if you haven't done that yet. And I just started trying to figure out what was going on. And one of the cool things that happened is as I learned how to use oils and started using them, I started having some results, sometimes ones that I didn't even expect to happen. But I also started understanding the importance of purity and everything that Young Living had to offer that was not necessarily at the time a commonplace for essential oil companies. So I just want to share with you a little bit of my story and a couple of my favorite oils. And my friends Kristen, Tamara, and Jennifer are also going to share with you as well. So feel free to just take any notes, and then we'll just take some questions at the end. So what makes Young Living different? One of the things that makes Young Living different is the seed to sale promise that Young Living has for all of their products, not just their oils. When we go into our fields, because we own our own farms, when we go into our fields, what's in the soil, where the seeds come from, how they're grown with no pesticides, how they're allowed to go to the proper time before they're harvested, and then how they're distilled is all very important. So when you look at Young Living's seedtosale.com website, you'll see that the sourcing is important. All of our corporate owned farms and our partner farms go through a very specific process. There's testing throughout the entire thing. When there's a lavender plant planted in the ground and they say this is Lavandula augustifolia, it's that seed. It's not a hybrid of another lavender. One of the most common things that you find, unfortunately, in the essential oil world is lavender is sold with something other than lavender added to it. So lavandin, which is a hybrid of lavender and spike lavender, is commonly sold in place of lavender throughout the world. And if you are matching up the constituents side by side after doing a GCMS or a couple of the other tests, they're going to look very similar to each other, but there are some key constituents that are missing from that concoction. So when you get a bottle of lavender in your getting started kit, or when you purchase it from Young Living in a 5 ml or a 15 ml, what you're getting is a Lavandula augustifolia, and you're not getting that lavandin. And one of the ways that it was really, really evident to me that there is a difference between those two, because they're good for sleep, they're good for relaxing, they smell very similar to each other, but it's the benefits that you get from the skin. So one of my friends, she had a girlfriend who her daughter had pulled a cup of hot tea onto her arm, and this is a 18-month-old child, and she's got hot tea like all down her arm, and her mom had read, lavender is really good for assisting the skin to heal after a burn. So she was putting this lavender that she got from the co-op on her daughter's skin every single day, and after a month she had a very thick red and callousy looking mark all down her toddler's arm. And her first reaction was, well, obviously essential oils don't work, because I did what I read on the internet and it didn't work for me. And she was telling her friend, and her friend reached out to me and she said, okay, there has to be a reason for this, because I've put lavender on my skin after I've had an accident in the kitchen, and my skin has healed a lot faster and a lot quicker, and I've benefited from lavender. So I explained to her, I said, you should find out where it came from, because if it's lavandin, Lavandin will actually make your burns worse. It'll just make the area of the skin just burn more and become more inflamed. So she went back to her friend and she said, hey, can you just snap a picture of it? And sure enough, she snapped a picture. I'm like, I don't know this company. Tried to do a little bit of research, wasn't really getting anything that was what I would consider transparent. And I just explained to her and I said, there could be a chance that this is not actually lavender, that you're getting a different oil that has similar constituents. And she tried the Young Living lavender and a couple other oils, and within a week, the skin had done a complete 180. So what is in your bottle is just as important as what you're learning about today. So I just want you guys to leave with that information. If you leave with one thing from me, is know where your plants come from and what exactly is in the bottle. Because if you're researching something, which we highly encourage you to do, like go find out what would be the best thing for you and your family, I want you to very confidently open up the bottles that you're getting and use them the way that you're researching it, because you actually have that oil inside. The other thing that Young Living does with its seed to seed standard is explained under the science pillar. Every single batch of oil that Young Living distills is tested. And it's not just like tested once it gets back to the warehouse. It's tested as soon as it's distilled. And you can participate in any of the harvests and distillations on the Young Living farms and actually see this in action and have a conversation with the people who do this on a daily basis on our Young Living farms. So as they're pulling all of the oil out after it's been put in the cooker and it's cooked and the oil is rising to the surface after the steam distillation, they pour it into the stainless steel container and they test it. And if it doesn't meet the standards, it's thrown out. And one of the coolest videos that I've seen is some of our farm managers will actually do live videos and they'll explain the whole process. And they talk about if a batch of oil, it doesn't matter which oil it is, doesn't matter how much money this is, that could be sold on the open market to anybody, if it doesn't meet the standards, they're encouraged to dump it back onto our refuse pit, or dump it back into the soil, or use it for testing to see if they can improve the farming process in the future. And it's really because the standards that Young Living has for the company as a whole is to guarantee that when I share a story with you about how I'm using my oils and you go purchase the same bottle from Young Living, you can know that what I talked about in my bottle was the same as what you're getting in your bottle. It's not going to be a mystery constituent filled whatever. It's not going to be something that maybe this one was diluted because they had a bad growing season and they wanted to have 100,000 pounds of oil instead of, they only got 75, so they cut it to make the 100,000, but then the next year it's going to be even more. There needs to be consistency, and when you have the standards that Young Living has, you're going to get consistency, not with the growing seasons changing, but consistency in what your expectation is coming out of the bottle. So just bear in mind, sometimes your peppermint might smell a little different with the growing season, just like your bottle of wine. When somebody comes in and they're like, the 2006 is better than the 2007 because the growing season in 2006 was better for the grapes. You can have a similar thing with the plants in Young Living, but what's important is the constituents and what they're going to give to you when you're using your oil that Young Living is looking for. The other story that I wanted to share with you is about wintergreen. So wintergreen is predominantly methyl salicylate if you're looking at it at a GCMS. When I was in 11th grade chemistry class, I made wintergreen. So not just one test is done with the Young Living oils. They do multiple tests. They test to make sure that this is not something that was created in the lab before it's put in the bottle and sold to you. They make sure that this is grown in the region that it's claiming to be grown in. They make sure that this is actually the plant that you were expecting to have in your bottle. So wintergreen is a predominant ingredient in Pain Away, and Pain Away is one of my favorite blends that Young Living has. It's really great after you've had a long day working out, or if you are just a little sore from maybe gardening or playing with grandkids, or you just started a new workout routine. You can put a couple drops of Pain Away and some Epsom salts or in some massage oil and just massage it on the problem area. But you don't want to start adding something that was created in the lab. Because when I was in chemistry in 11th grade, we had a whole list of things that we were adding together. One of the things that our science teacher made sure that we did was we put on full glove and gowns. So we had to have the face masks on, we had to put gloves on, and we had to put the aprons on before us, because what we were mixing together was not something that we ever wanted to get on our skin. And if we would have gotten it on our skin, we had to go and clean it off because it would have caused burning. So we had all these ingredients, we started mixing them together, we put them under the little fire, and poof, the entire room started to smell like a wintergreen candy factory. It was amazing, and it was absolutely great. Our teacher was reminding us over and over again, don't you dare drink this, because these are chemicals. You do not want them on your skin, and you do not want them in your body. But if we would have done a GCMS on that beaker that I created, it would have been all methyl salicylate. So when you're looking at your bottle of Pain Away and you're wondering like, hey, what does this help with? You can Google methyl salicylate, but that is something that is very easy to copy. When you have an oil like wintergreen, that almost all of it is one constituent. It's one thing that you can copy. The scent comes from it, the action of the oil comes from it, and I created it in chemistry class. So knowing your oils it's very important. Understanding the company and what they're trying to put out there for you is also very important. And I'm very lucky that when I started researching more about essential oils, I realized that the company that I started with was a company that every time I asked questions, they were very transparent about what they were doing and why they did it, and I could get behind that.
Hi, everybody. I'm Kristen Fox. I got started about 5.5 years ago. My daughters, I had a 2-year-old and a 1-month-old, and I basically got started because I wanted something a little more natural in our home, and it definitely was what created a little bit of a waterfall for more natural products in our home. So I'm going to talk about the different ways to use our essential oils. The first way to use the essential oil is just by smelling it, aromatic. So you can grab your bottle, you can sniff it straight from the bottle. It's a lot stronger when you do that. You can grab your diffuser and you can it's very simple. You just take off the cap, you put water in here, dump it in, drop your oils in, and turn it on, and it goes into the air. So it's constantly like moving through the air. We have at least one diffuser on throughout the day, if not every diffuser in every room. We have one in every room. So that is one of the ways to use our essential oils, is just through smelling. And it gets into your olfactory system and it goes into your whole body. It only takes, if I'm not mistaken, like 22 seconds to go through your whole entire body. The next way to use our essential oils is topically. So you can grab your bottle and you can put it on just like this and rub it in. You can put them in a roller bottle and rub it on your skin very easily. We have roller fitments that you can fit right on top of the bottle and use them that way. And what we like to do is usually put them like behind our ears, on our neck, on our wrists, like the best way to get into the bloodstream. Or you can also use your feet. There's a whole diagram that talks about VitaFlex points, where on your feet you have multiple ways to get to the different organs of your body. So like if you put it on your big toe, it's going to your brain. If you put it on like the bridge of your toes, it's going to your sinuses. So it's a very good way to get to those different areas without necessarily putting it right on that area. And our last way with Young Living oils to use the oil is through internal. The only reason Young Living oils can be used this way is because of their seed to seal, which Sarah talked about. So we have little bottles that are white. They're marked Vitality so that you know that you can ingest them. You can put them in your water. You can put them in a capsule. You can cook with them. We love cooking with lemon, using it with our salmon, putting it right in the olive oil. It's good to go. Right now, we're getting into the fall season. We use like cinnamon bark, thieves, nutmeg, Vitality, ginger. We're using all of those aromatic oils to put right into our baking, and we use that instead of our like the powder herb. So I'm going to talk a little bit about Stress Away. Stress Away is one of my favorite oils. I have it with me all the time. One of my least favorite things to do is go and get blood work, which I've had to do a little bit more of recently. And I used to have to lay down. I'd have to stay there for a while, drink some orange juice. Like it was a pretty traumatic experience. But now if I rub my Stress Away right on my behind my ears and even on like my mask now, and also just smell it in, I can get through that session of blood work, sit up, and leave right away. Absolutely no problem. It's incredible what this bottle of oil does. Our girls have used it on many occasions just to help them get through a stressful situation. We're all going through very many stressful situations right now. This is a go-to bottle for sure. The next oil is Valor. Valor helps with confidence. It helps you get through, again, stressful situations. I have a really tough time when it comes to flying. I overthink all the time about all the possibilities that could happen. So Valor is a really good one for helping just to kind of calm your nerves, calm your thoughts, and just help you kind of get through without feeling those feelings. And last one is Thieves. Thieves is one of my favorite just because it has kept my family more well than we've ever been in this past 5 years, more well than before. My daughter used to get sick every single quarter, and that has not happened. We have not had to use PTO days. We are just constantly having the immune support that this provides is quite amazing. They have a Vitality version of Thieves. We make Thieves tea. We put 3 drops or 1 drop of Thieves Vitality, 3 drops of lemon and honey, and we use that often, but then a little bit more often if we feel that we need a little extra support. With Thieves, they also have a whole line of products. One of my favorite is the Thieves Cleaner. And all you need is like a little cap of the Thieves in a 16-ounce bottle of water, and it is good to go. You can use this for everything. We use it in our car. We use it on our windows. We use it in the kitchen, in the bathroom. This bottle is good for everything, and we got rid of a lot of other cleaners, and we have a lot more space now. We have the sanitizer, which we're constantly using, especially working in healthcare. And our girls, they each have a bottle that they bring to school. We're very lucky. Both of their teachers actually use Young Living, so they were more than happy to have them have their own little Thieves sanitizer with them. And we're constantly using it all the time. They also have laundry soap, dish soap, dishwasher powder, thieves bar soap, hand soap, you name it, they have something for thieves.
Am I next? I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I was like, who's next? Oh, I think it's me. Okay. Hi, I'm Tamara Manley. I'm a platinum leader with Young Living, and I have been using Young Living for about 6.5 years. I was not new to essential oils when I started with Young Living, but I was very unaware of the difference in quality. All the things that Sarah was talking about in the beginning, I had no idea. And I just wanted Young Living. I just wanted Young Living because I wanted the Thieves blend that Kristen was just talking about. I had heard it was great for supporting our immune systems, and that's what I wanted. And the friend that I was talking to was telling me how great the starter kit was and all the things. And I said, no, I just want the Thieves. And finally I trusted her. So she wouldn't steer me wrong. So I got the kit. And as I began to learn more about the quality of lavender, the quality of peppermint, lemon, all of the things that Young Living does, and going to their farms and seeing everything up close and personal, I was blown away with the quality and haven't turned back. It's all we use now. And I am going to talk about 3 oils as well. I am going to talk about, turn off my email so it stops beeping, lemon. Lemon is an awesome oil, and the Lemon Vitality is the one that comes in the kit, so it will be in a white bottle. But just so you know, the Vitality oils and the regular oils are the same exact quality of oil. They're just labeled differently, dietary supplement versus topical aromatic labeling, but the quality of oils are the same. So I use a lot of lemon. And lemon is great for diffusing, for pick-me-up. It's like sunshine in a bottle. I personally like diffusing any and all citrus oils, especially on like gray, dreary, rainy days. Or I don't know where you all live, but I live in Chicago. And once winter hits, there will be times sometimes we don't see the sun for, it feels like forever, but it'll be like a month or so. And diffusing all the citrus oils just really picks us up with that seasonal kind of yuckiness that goes around. Lemon's also great. The Lemon Vitality is great in your smoothies, in your yogurt. It's added to water. It's really great to kind of just help cleanse your system. It's not acidic, like when you put lemon juice in your water. It's citrus oils are distilled, they're cold pressed from the peel, not the inside. So you don't have that acid issue that can harm your teeth. So it's a great thing to add to your water. Also makes a great Goo Gone type sticky spot remover for getting stickers off things, the residue. I actually had a little bit of like I really don't know what it was. It might've been some sort of tape residue that was on the little fringy part of an area rug. And I noticed it today and it was all like gray and goopy. It was just, I was like, oh, it almost felt like gum, but it wasn't gum. And I took some thieves cleaner water and then a whole bunch of lemon and I soaked it and really worked the lemon in and it all just peeled right off. It was a great way to get rid of those types of spots. Peppermint Vitality comes in the kit, and peppermint is great for digestion. Many of us have at some point used peppermint tea to settle our stomach. Well, you can use peppermint vitality oil very similarly. You could add it to cold water, hot water. You could inhale it, diffuse it. I actually put some on the back of my neck tonight. I was just feeling like a little tired, and it just sort of now is like tingling and kind of just reinvigorating. Be careful when you are using peppermint topically. I feel everybody at some point gets peppermint in their eye. Not a fun experience. You're not gonna, I mean, it will go away at some point. It's just like if any of us have gotten a jalapeno pepper or lemon in our eye. But if you blink a whole lot, it'll go away. Or if you have a carrier oil near you, like coconut oil, you can kind of just wipe it, but you don't want to get it in your eye. It's great for tension and discomfort. It's a great oil. Also great for occasional nausea, like, you're in a car for too long, that type of thing. You could just inhale it out of the bottle or put some on like a tissue and stick it in the air vent to kind of have the whole car get that experience. And the other one is Raven. And Raven is a great oil blend. Of course, I can never remember what's actually in it, but it has camphor, lemon, wintergreen, peppermints, and it's like very invigorating for breathing. So it's a great one to put in a diffuser to help with breathing, to put in a bowl of hot, steamy water and put a few drops of Raven, and then put a towel over your head and breathe in those steamy vapors. You could mix Raven with some coconut oil or grapeseed oil, add a few drops, and use it as a chest rub or a back rub instead of some alternative products that you might purchase at a store. It's a great, great use for that. Nice if you're in like a steam shower or with a hot washcloth in a shower to just really be really invigorating. So those are 3 awesome oils that come in the kit. And as I'm talking about the kit, for those of you who are not yet started with Young Living, if you don't yet have an account with Young Living, almost everybody gets started with a premium starter kit. And it contains the 12 oils we talked about tonight, as well as a choice of a diffuser. The price ranges from $265 to $165, depending on what diffuser you choose. The oils are all the same. I love the kit for the oils. A lot of times people will ask me, can I customize the oils in the kit? And no, you cannot. But Young Living did a really great job of selecting the 12 oils for the starter kit, because I liken them to your garlic, salt, pepper, rosemary, the stuff you use in your kitchen all the time, the stuff that you always grab. That's how I feel about these 12 oils. And then as I began to learn, and as you begin to learn, then you might start purchasing other oils, as you start to get more educated. But the 12 oils in the kit cover thousands, and we just touched briefly on the oils tonight, you can get it that way. So that's what comes in the kit. And you get 24% off future prices, and you get plugged into all the education that your person who hooked you up got you started with. Another way to get more oils and products in your house is getting on Essential Rewards. And Essential Rewards is a great loyalty program where you order a minimum of 50 PV per month, and you get points back. You get 10% back the first 3 months, 20% back months 4 through 24, 25% back after that. And those points sit in your account and they just sort of accumulate, and you can essentially use them like dollars for PV points, and you can redeem them for free products. So some people like to save them and purchase an oil or a product that they, a more expensive product they wouldn't normally purchase. Others like to just use them for their normal products. I use my points all the time for things like the laundry soap and the cleaner and all the kind of boring household stuff, but I love that I'm getting them for free with points I've accumulated with Essential Rewards. So it's a great program. So if you're not on it yet, highly recommend you try it. You can always cancel, it's not a big deal. And if you're not yet a member, when you get started, hop on Essential Rewards, because you'll get 10 points back right away, and the person who hooks you up with your account will be able to help you figure out your next few months of orders.
Thank you, such good information. Okay, so I'm going to finish us off. I'm going to talk about the last 4 oils that we haven't talked about. And my name's Jennifer, and I've been using the oils in November. It'll be 7 years, and love them from the minute we use them. I had a good friend from high school and college who started using them, and we're very similar. And I'm like, well, if you like them, maybe I'll like them. And so I got our premium starter kit, and I love them, and our whole family uses them. I have 2 teenage daughters, and my husband loves them. So we just love our oils. Okay, so what I'm going to talk about first is frankincense. Okay, to me, there's like nothing frankincense can't do. It's just such an amazing oil. I truly believe that it can be beneficial for every body system. Sometimes when I apply it, I don't even know where it's going to go in my body. I just know that it's going to do something amazing inside my body. It's just such a wonderful oil. And it's just great for just health and wellness and everything. What else is really neat about frankincense is that it is an ingredient in over 55 oils or products that young living cells. So like facial products, oil blends, soaps, body washes, supplements, oral care, children's products, frankincense is like one of the main ingredients in a lot of them. So I think that's really cool. So some things frankincense can do, what I like to use it for, healthy looking skin, hair, nails, so just so good for the skin. Respiratory function, it's like a really uplifting oil. It's also a very grounding oil if you kind of deal with really nervous feelings or anxious feelings. This is a wonderful oil to smell or to apply somewhere so that you can be smelling it. It's just really wonderful for that. So again, you can diffuse it, put it on your body topically. You can, I have some friends that put it on each breast as preventative care. You can put it on the head. It's also, again, great to diffuse for kind of helping to relax. So it's just one of my most favorite oils and one of my most used oils as well. I even just put a little drop in my cream every night. I just love it. Okay, here's another favorite one is Peace and Calming. This is a wonderful blend, and this does what the name says that it does. It's for great peace and calming. When I got our starter kit, this was one of the first oils that ran out because we just used it so much. It has tangerine, orange, ylang ylang, patchouli, and blue tansy. And this oil is just great for kids, great for moms if you're just kind of, great for kids for that sleep, to help them relax. If they're upset, this is a great oil for them. Moms of littles, when it's like 2 hours before bedtime and you're just kind of done, this is a great oil to use. Both my girls as teenagers still love this oil. They love to diffuse it at night. My youngest daughter Lucy was 7 when I started using the oils, and she just was not a good sleeper, very restless, nightmares, things like that. And we started using Peace and Calming on her feet and in her diffuser, and it helped her so much. She's a great sleeper now. So this is just, we are so thankful for this oil. It's just been wonderful. You can keep it in your car for traffic, things like that. So it's just a really wonderful oil. Okay, so now I'm going to talk about Digize. I will be honest, I do not love the way this smells or tastes, but it works so well. I never ever leave home without it. This is your tummy's best friend. My girls love this too. If they ever eat something that then bothers their tummy, they immediately ask for Digize. You can rub it on your tummy. You can put it in like a veggie capsule, which I don't have any, but it's like a clear pill, and you just separate it and put a couple drops in it, and then you just swallow it like a pill so you never taste it. If you don't mind the taste, you can put a drop under your tongue, super quick and fast and effective, but you will be so amazed at how fast this works. It's just so great. So it's great for the digestive system, for healthy and regular bathroom visits, overall wellness, detoxification of the body, and it also eats up pesticides. So it's really cool. It's in our Thieves fruit and veggie spray. So you spray it on your fruit and veggie and it eats up any pesticides. So there are 8 oils in Digize, and I'm going to read them off to you. And a lot of them you'll recognize as, oh, that's really good for your tummy or your digestive system. So there's peppermint, one of the top oils for your digestive system, lemongrass, juniper, patchouli, ginger, fennel, tarragon, and anise. So like the top oils that are good for your digestive system are in this bottle. So it's really great. The last oil I'm going to talk about is Citrus Fresh. So this is like all of the citrus oils in one bottle. So you've got orange, tangerine, grapefruit, lemon, mandarin, and spearmint. So spearmint kind of adds that peppermint smell, or the spearmint smell. I love it. This is also great for your immune system. My favorite way to use citrus fresh is to diffuse it. I just love to diffuse it. I love to put it on my dryer balls because I like my clothes to smell like it. It's truly one of my most favorite oils. You can put it on some cotton balls and put it in like stinky shoes or the bottom of your trash can, however you want to use it. It's also great in your water or yogurt or ice cream or tea or whatever. So it's just a really wonderful oil to use. And I am just going to quickly, before we finish, I want to let you guys know that there is a business side to Young Living if you're ever interested. So kind of how I got started with my friend, she was talking about the oils and I'm like, oh, well, if she likes them, I like them. And that's a lot of times how people kind of get started with this business. You never really plan on doing it. I never planned on doing it, but I fell in love with these oils that I was like, I need all of my family to use them. I need all of my friends to use them. Like, I love these oils. And then I just started telling them how I use the oils. Like, our friends and family don't necessarily want to know the science behind the oils. Some do, and you can totally help them with that if you want, or you can ask Sarah because Sarah knows it all. Or you can just kind of tell them how you use the oils because that's really what your friends want to know. And so if you ever do decide that, hey, the business sounds really cool, all you really need is your starter kit. That's it. The starter kit that you've either already ordered or will order. And you just start using the oils again and just create your own testimonies with them. And then each month, try a new oil, try a supplement, try a Thieves product so you can get more familiar with our products because they truly are so amazing. And what's neat is it's just tons of flexibility. You get to work when you want. If you have little kids and want to work during nap time or after they go to bed, you can. You can just figure out when you want to work. If you have another job and kind of want to do this as a hobby or whatever, you just do it then. It's really, really flexible, which I love as well, especially if you have a family. So then again, kind of back to sharing, you can figure out how you like to share, how you like to tell your friends. I personally, before COVID hit, loved all my in-person classes, meeting people at coffee shops. That's just what fills my heart. I just loved being with people, doing make and takes, things like that. So that was just how I loved to tell people about the oils. So you can always do it that way. You can do it on social media, kind of posting about how you use the oils. And if we're here to help, we've got scripts, tips for social media, doing Zoom calls like this. We love to have classes and you guys just invite friends. So that's another way as well. And I think it's always neat to think, why would I want to tell people about them? And it could be that you want to help people. You see some people struggling with their health and you want to help them with that. Maybe you want to get your oils paid for. That was one of my goals. I just want to get my oils paid for. And once I did that, then I was like, oh, well, maybe I could replace my teaching salary, and it did that. And, it just kind of spirals from there, but you get to decide and you get to figure out why would I want to do it and figure out what's best for you. It's always what's best for you. And just quickly, the way I'm going to just very briefly talk about how you get paid. But basically, if you have a friend that signs up to get a starter kit, which you'd want them to get their own wholesale membership, because then they can order whenever they want, you would just you'd get a $50 check if they signed up to get a starter kit. And there are different, you can make more and all of that, but that's kind of the basic. When you have a friend signed up, you get a $50 check. So, and of course we all have our Facebook groups that they can join, and we have classes, and we just love to educate and love on people. So yeah. So thank you guys for coming tonight. I think we might stop the recording and open it up for questions. Okay, so thank you all for coming.